UDFAs are impressing everywhere for the Minnesota Vikings, and one of them could end up having a high-profile position to start off the 2025 season. Quarterback is the most important position in the National Football League. Nobody's here to question that. In fact, having a backup quarterback is often a really valuable piece to your roster. Now, they may not play a lot, but their intellect, their ability to help run the scout team, those are both really important factors when it comes to having a backup quarterback. Sometimes teams go for the cost route because if you have a good enough starting quarterback, a backup quarterback just needs to be able to keep you competitive for a couple games. But if it's an entire season, you're kaput anyways. So why invest a significant amount of capital into the position? One way you can find a really interesting backup quarterback is through the NFL draft, or in the Vikings case, undrafted free agency. And that is where they found Minnesota quarterback Max Brosmer, who has really lit up things for the Vikings here throughout training camp. Having played at the University of Minnesota and before that, the University of New Hampshire, what's really interesting about Brosmer is not only the local connection, which is important for this factor because Kevin O'Connell attends the University of Minnesota Pro Day every single year, as campus is like a 25 minute drive from TCO Performance Center. That's not exactly very long. And the relationship he has built with PJ Fleck, he got to see Brosmer throw at the 2024 Pro Day, and then again at the 2025 when he was a draft prospect himself. Where things get really interesting is how he translates. One of the things that was fascinating about Brock Purdy when he joined the San Francisco 49ers is, okay, this guy fits the system. And what has he done with it? Now he has a $250 million contract. Yes, Brock Purdy, the guy who was picked last in the NFL draft, who did not have an elite trait. But what could he do? Distribute the football well and anticipate throws over the middle. And guess what? That is Max Brosmer. The Vikings have been very impressed by him throughout the course of the offseason. In training camp, he's getting limited reps, but he's making the most of it. He has ended practice with deep fade balls. He has continuously made plays and with tight window throws. And in the first preseason game against the Houston Texans, he led the only touchdown drive with a great anticipation throw to Miles Price in the back of the end zone. Those things all matter in this context. Now, when you take it a step further with the Minnesota Vikings and Max Brosmer, how do things look from a more of a long-term lens? Well, long-term, he could be the quarterback too. In fact, that long-term may start right away, as Kevin O'Connell kind of alluded to the fact that he wants to see all three quarterbacks, that includes Sam Howell and Brett Rippon, before he really makes a decision on quarterback two. It wouldn't be unprecedented either to see Max Brosmer as the quarterback two as an undrafted free agent rookie. Tyson Bagent, just a couple of years ago in 2023, was in the same spot, coming out of D2 Shepherd, and he backed up Justin Fields to end up getting 4 starts and played decently well considering what he was coming out. There are even some people who are talking maybe this guy could be a starter somewhere. I think that talk is a little premature, but he's been impressive whenever he's hit the field. Brosmer for the Vikings continued that on Saturday, 15-27 for 156 yards. His one interception came on the last play of the game as he was trying to make a play to get the game-tying touchdown. Now, you can talk about a few throws here and there. Oh, you should have made this. Oh, you should have done that. The reality is simple. Brosmer is making the right decisions. He's making the right throws. He's got good process. And some of the little things are very teachable. And the Vikings are going to be able to teach him those things. And those are stuff that you learn as over the course of time as a veteran player. So where do we go from here with Brosmer? Well, just take a look at that 4th and 17 throw to Deshaun Jones. 4th and 17, layers it over a defender for 25 yards in a tight window. Brosmer is a guy, and the Vikings would be smart to keep him. But should he be QB2? Let's hold off on that for a minute. I think Sam Howell will be okay in that spot because he shouldn't have to play it down. That's why J.J. McCarthy's here. I'm Tyler Forness with A to Z Sports. Skol Vikings.